Hi, welcome to OMG Old Man Golf, home of the Golf Gangstas. We're on a trip today. The Gangstas are in Texas, a suburb, and we're playing Falcon Creek. And this is the 8th hole, which is very spectacular, built over a cave over the lake. And this round starts now. I'm gonna go ahead. Oh no, here they come back across the round. The first hole is 370-yard par 4, number 7 handicap. We are playing the third day of our golf trip. David is teeing off. And we're playing rotating 6-hole matches, and I tee next. We're playing nice and early on Sunday morning as we're all headed home after this round of golf. And welcome John to OMG Old Man Golf. And finally we have OG Steve. Welcome back. Okay, I've got 190. I'm hitting Heavenwood. Next up is David, our little handicap for the day, and my partner for the first 6 holes. I've got an 8-iron chip to get up on the green. Got a bogey putt. John has a bogey putt. Nope. And Steve has a bogey putt. Nope.
Oh.
David has a bogey putt. He misses it as well. John has a double putt to tie me here, and he makes it. The hole is pushed. The second hole is the number 1 handicap, 433-yard par 4, and I'm teeing off first. Actually second, because David teed off before I got set up with the camera. Next off is John, followed by Steve. I've got a long way, so I'm just hitting 6-iron to get myself in position. This has really been a great trip. This is the last day of this trip. Pitching wedge from 110. And maybe the trip is starting to show on us. I got a lob wedge.
Get in there. Oh.
Oh, almost make it. Maybe the trip isn't showing on us yet. David has a par putt. And he makes bogey. John has a bogey putt. It doesn't go in. Steve has a bogey putt. It doesn't go in. My net par wins. David and I are up 1. The third hole is a 499-yard par 5, number 5 handicap, and David leads the way, followed by me, Trey, OMG Old Man Golfer. It's kind of tight out there, doesn't it? John is up next, followed by Steve. Mr. Consistent. Alright, I find myself in a bad spot and I'm trying to hook a 5-iron around that tree. It came out alright. David is advancing. Alright, I've got a 6-iron trying to advance myself into the sweet spot, which I have. I now have a pitch and wedge punch from 60 yards. John has a chip, and he asked the ball to stop. And then classic Steve
Anderson line
said,
right there.
It will. All right, so next up is David with the par putt. And then I have a par putt, which I don't make, but it winds up being a net par, and David and I win the hole. The fourth hole is a short par 3, 100 yards, but it's the 15 handicap. The green's a bit tricky, and there's some trees around there to catch you. I'm up next hitting my gap wedge, followed by John, Mr. Nice Guy, and then Steve, his partner. Steve kind of finds himself under this tree
The
and has to
magic.
chip up on the green, but he does it well. All right, I have a birdie putt from Minnesota or something.
Oh, no. How did it turn?
David's got a par putt, which
Whoa.
he makes. Well done. Followed by John, who has a par putt and makes bogey.
Yeah, that's a bogey.
Now I've got a long par putt, and I wind up making bogey. Steve's got a par putt that doesn't go in, so David and I win the hole. The fifth hole is a 416-yard par 4, number 3 handicap, and John leads the way, followed by David. David and I are 3 up, looking good. And then there's Old Man Golfer.
Nice one.
All right, I'm hitting 6-iron from LAW, trying to get in the sweet spot.
Oh.
I hit that fat. John's up next. He's got a fairway win. I'm going to try another 6-iron from LAW. Advance that one. Now I've got an 8-iron punch. Get it up there. John hits a really good shot off camera, and we gave him the putt for par. Or net par, I guess. David's got a bogey putt. John and Steve win the hole, and we are 2 up with 1 to play.
All right.
So the team that's behind can press, and they have pressed, and John is leading the way. Now, we accepted the press because I'm perma-press, and I'm teeing off now. The press just is kind of like a double or nothing bet. David is up, followed by Steve. I'm putting myself in a bad spot, and I'm hitting 9-iron out of the rough because I don't think I can get over those trees with anything out of the rough. All right, so now I got sandwiched from 85 yards, and I really should get it close from here, and I don't. So now I've got to make a little 8-iron chip to get on the green. All right, I've got a bogey putt, which doesn't go in, so I make double. And then Steve has a par putt, which he makes bogey. And John has a par putt, and he makes bogey. But they win the hole and the press, even though we win the match where we put. The 7th hole is a 253-yard par 4. Short hole. Steve and I are now partners in the second match. David is teeing off next. He's partners with John.
Oh, nice ball, David.
It's a good one. Steve is up, my partner.
That was not a very good swing.
Followed by David's new partner, John. John. All right, I've got 85 yards. I'm hitting a sandwich. Hit it pretty decent. John has a putt at par. And he makes bogey. Steve has a birdie putt. And he makes par. I have a birdie putt and I make par. But Steve and I go up on the match, 1 up. All right, the 8th hole is a 148-yard par 3. It's really the signature hole here. I'm hitting 6-iron. It is one of the most unique holes you'll see. David's off, followed by John. The green is on top of a cave.
Oh, John, that's a ball.
John hits a
John.
good one. I've never seen anything like this. This is
Nice
really
shot.
a unique hole. Wait till we get up there and we'll see. Steve is off next.
Oh, they get real lucky.
There it is, just like in the front of the video. There's this green over the lake with a cave. It is the most unique hole I've ever seen. I've got a birdie putt, a long birdie putt, but a birdie putt. Up next, Steve has a birdie putt, my partner. followed by John with the birdie putt, which it doesn't go in. No one made their birdies. David's got a par putt. And I have a par putt, which I make.
Nice par.
That puts the pressure on John, who has a par putt, which he makes to half the hole. The 13th hole is a par 5 at 472 yards. And I'm going first, followed by David.
Nice one, right down the middle.
I see. In the middle he is, as Yoda would say. Here comes Steve. And then John, who is stroking on this hole. Watch out. Heavenwood for me.
Good ball.
Kept that in play. I've got a 7-iron for 135 up the hill. Don't quite make the green, so I got an 8-iron chip.
Oh, that's not slowing down.
My partner Steve has a birdie putt that he lagged up there close to the hole to make par. Well done. I've got a par putt because I jammed my 8-iron past the hole.
I was thinking it was uphill.
Run my putt past the hole. Nicely done. David's got a birdie putt. He turns it into par. I've got a bogey putt from some distance that I make. John got a good read on me, so he's got a par putt here to win the hole, and he comes through in the clutch. Nicely done, John. All right, so I shot 47, John shot 47, David shot 46, and Steve shot 45. And the match is square. Let's go to the back nine. Thanks a lot, guys.